Good morning. I'm the Moon Mama. How are y'all doing today? Happy Monday. Today is Monday and the moon is currently void in Aries. The moon has been in Aries for the last couple of days, which is an incredible thing. We're also in the last quarter phase of the moon. So the last quarter phase of the moon is, let me start here actually. The moon has 8 phases. And every phase is an opportunity for us to align ourselves with the energy of that phase. So for instance, today the moon is in the last quarter phase. And the last quarter phase is this opportunity to look back and see what the last month has been since the last quarter phase. See what has occurred from that month. See what you're going to take and what you're going to leave. And how this really supports you is because life is a spiral and we're always sort of coming back to where we were, but then spiraling up. So it's never the same. It feels the same, but it's never the same. And when you follow the moon, it gives you this opportunity to revisit without getting stuck, to know that, oh, I'm only here for a second, but I'm not here forever. What happens in our culture is we tend to be stuck on the same note. I don't have, I need, he's not. The victim note is what I like to call it. But if you follow the moon and the phases, and that is the last quarter phase, the new moon, the first quarter phase, the full moon, those are 4 of those quarters. But then within that, you also have the waxing crescent, the waning crescent, the waxing gibbous, and the waning gibbous. And all of those together make the 8 phases. And when you align yourself to those particular energies in those phases, then you can make the adjustments in your life, in your career, in your relationships, inside of yourself. So for instance, the last quarter phase happened in Aries, and that's the time when we're looking at what worked and what didn't work. Because it's in Aries, we know it's about ourselves. If it was in Taurus, it would be about our money, our value. If it was in Gemini, it would be about how we communicate. If it was in Cancer, it would be about how we are dealing with our inner world, right? Because every sign has a different energy. We all have every sign within us, and every phase has a different energy. And so you know how to align those symbols with that frequency, and then you know how to take action in your life. And you're aligned with nature. You're aligned with the natural cycles of the universe, rather than aligning yourself with something that isn't real or isn't concrete. The thing that's concrete about nature is that it's going to do the same thing at the same time, all of the time, in alignment with the light frequencies that are on the planet. And that is what makes the difference. It aligns you to light and not to this false idea of light. It's so fascinating when I look and see, how we've kind of constructed our culture. It's like we have taken nature and superimposed it upon like celebrities. So the stars, instead of looking to the stars, we look to celebrities, which is so sad because they don't know shit. Instead of looking to our higher selves, we look to elected officials. Instead of looking to our higher selves, we look to Jesus. This sort of false savior, when the only savior that we have is within us. So we've superimposed identities that are in nature onto like false idols, so to say. And if you start to understand the symbols of the universe, the symbols of nature, the cycles of nature, the cycles of the universe, you will begin to experience an alignment within your own psyche and life that you can't duplicate. You can't find it in a medicine bottle. You can't find it in another human being. You can't find it in a job or a career. It is truly aligning yourself to the natural laws of the universe, which are already innate inside of you. And so when you do that, there's just this synchronicity that begins to happen. And so that's something that you can easily do with the moon work. So the moon is void in Aries right now, and Aries is the energy that is it's the beginning, right? And so it brings you back to your own power, your own frequency. And when I say the beginning, I mean like who God made you to be. It's an interesting energy because it's impulsive. It's like a baby. You've heard me say it's like a baby. A baby's not thinking about what other people need. A baby's not thinking, how am I going to, what do I want to eat? A baby's body is just saying eat. A baby's body is just saying you need to release. So they pee and they poop. A baby's body is saying you're uncomfortable, so they cry. So that's the Aries energy. And so it's the opportunity as an adult to begin to master these energies within you, to be able to master your own impulses, your own the way you function that has nothing to do with your thoughts, right? So your heart is beating, not because you're thinking about it, but because that's how it functions. When you need to use the bathroom, you don't say, I need to use the bathroom. Your body tells you you need to use the bathroom. Hunger tells you you're hungry. And so these are like innate functions, like our animalistic basic functions. And when we master these, we begin to master our own energy and absolutely have more dominion over our lives and have more power, because then you can sort of delegate. You can say, I'm yes to this and no to that, and you're not at the effect of things. Mars is also in Aries right now, and so is Chiron. So Chiron is the wounded healer, and the wounded healer is this archetypal energy of like your earliest betrayal, the time when someone you loved did something unexpected, right? So it could be like a grandparent dying. And that could occur to you when you're a child as a betrayal. It could be a best friend moving away when you're a child. It could be your parents divorcing. Something that doesn't really have anything to do with you, but it feels like it does. And you take it on in this personal way, and it absolutely influences your life. So Chiron is in Aries right now and will be for about 8 years. And Chiron wasn't discovered until 1972. So I have Chiron in Aries, and any of us who are older than, who are in our 50s have Chiron in Aries. And so in our early 50s. So the energy... So what you will be feeling from this energy is tender, right? Like it'll make you feel really reactive, like you'll feel highly frustrated and irritable, and things will bother you in a way that you don't anticipate them doing so. And so it's an opportunity to be able to look at those experiences and see how you're reacting to them, and don't make yourself a victim. Don't make yourself a victim. Don't tell the story that somebody is doing anything to you. Ask, how am I creating this? What is it for me to learn here? What would be the best way for me to use this energy? And if you get curious about it in that way, it'll reveal something else to you. It'll reveal a lesson to you. It'll give you power in a certain way. It's important for us to become invincible in ways, meaning that we're not so affected by things that really don't have anything to do with us, or better yet, they have something to do with us, but how can we see it from an empowered place rather than a disempowered victim place? And perception is everything. So if you perceive that something is empowering you, it will empower you. The most challenging thing can empower you. This experience of racism that we're having in this country. One of the things that I've been looking at in my life the entire time in the last decade, going, what is it about this racism experience? And what I have learned is that oppression is nature's way of creating the most amazing, beautiful, strong, pristine things. Like if you look at a diamond is oppressed. It is, the energy has to push down upon it for that coal to then become this beautiful diamond. So if you look at challenging and difficult experience with a new eye, they will give you something that actually is more valuable than you would have if you were a victim in it. So for me, this experience of oppression in this United States of America has been driving me to find my true power. It's been driving me to understand the truth of who I am, because oppression makes you strong, it makes you innovative, it makes you curious. It also makes you angry and full of rage, but even that is just energy. Even those are just energy frequencies. So it's like, oh, anger and rage are energies that have the capacity to burn through things really quickly. They have the capacity to bring a great deal of force to situations where a great deal of force is needed, so that you can break through, so that you can become something new. So begin to look in the areas of your life that cause you the most stress and strain and despair, and ask, how is this serving me? And I promise you will be delivered into a new reality and a new perception, just because you're willing to see it in a different way. That's how it works. So today is a moon day, and the moon is often filled with a lot of emotions. So really, this is an opportunity to decide, how will you step forward? How will you step forward? We're beginning a new cycle. If you want to join the moon cycle, we're going to be doing all the rituals and the practices and giving you the direction to help you use this energy in a way that really will serve you. This is an incredible time to start to do this work, because our old system is collapsing, and we need to bring our minds, our energies, our faculties into something that is reliable. And the only thing that is reliable is nature. The sun and the moon have been doing the same thing for billions of years. And if we focus on them, that energy will lead us to bliss and joy, no matter what the fuck is going on out there. There's always another story to be told. And we don't hear the story of those who were happy and gleeful and blissed out. Why? Because, I don't know. I guess we need to struggle. Anyway, so with that, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I've had a guest with me for the past 4 days, so my energy is a little disconnected. So I'm gonna go spend some time on the earth. I'm gonna be with a couple clients today, and then I'm gonna spend time with my niece, who I just love. But I'm gonna rest and re-regulate my energy so that I can get myself back online. All right, peace and blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.